Hey, what's up, Joe Joe in the morning? I hope everybody's having a really good day. I got something cool I want to talk to you about. I want to help you a whole lot. I have had a passion to really help train and equip a whole lot of people on things. And so I want to talk to you about the prophetic movement and how you can walk in greater maturity in your prophetic words, okay? Now, one thing, without going too deep into this, the Bible talks about, we prophesy in part. And when people get a prophetic word, they think life is going to be cookie cutter according to the prophetic word. Well, understand this. When you get a prophetic word, you're about to go through a process to train you and equip you and prepare you for that prophetic word. And it never, ever happens the way that you think it's going to happen. And it never, ever, only 104% of the time, looks completely different than you thought it would. Why so many people give up is because it doesn't happen the way they thought it would. They're not living life with the people they thought they would. Understand this huge teaching point right here. When you get a prophetic word, let's say you're right here, you get a prophetic word right here. You're around a group of people. Here is the end goal. Right through here is a process. If these people right here do not grow with you, they will not go with you. Okay? A lot of times where people miss it is they think everybody that's with them at point A will end up at point B. It doesn't happen. Now, when you try to leave point A and get to point B, people that live in the comfort zone or where you are in life at point A, they will criticize, talk bad about you going to point B. I remember one time I was with my son at a playground. I overheard these kids talking. This one kid, he looked at this one kid and said, "What grade are you in?" This little kid said, "I'm a kindergartner." That kid said, "Well, you don't want to mess with me because I'm a big bad first grader." just a little probably 6-year-old boy. But man, he thought he was something as a first grader because he wasn't at kindergarten anymore. That's how we think sometimes. We're growing with God and fulfilling our destiny and going from one place to the next with the Lord. And then you're with a group of friends at a certain level in your life. Well, as you move forward, your friend group is going to change. I was at a conference a few weeks ago around the Austin, Texas area. And one of the speakers said, when my wife and I launched our church years ago, and it wasn't long, it was like 5-6 years ago. He said, now our church runs 200. One person is with us that launched our church with us. Not a couple, not two people, one person. Uno, one person is with us. About 40 or 50 people started the church with them. One stayed over the course of 5 years. My dear friends, that is a thing we have called life. Man, when I was in elementary, man, I had a friend, best friends. We weren't that good of friends in junior high. Different interests and stuff. He didn't want to play, junior high sports, which was cool. He did something else. But then in high school, a bunch of my friends I was friends with in junior high, we really weren't that close in high school. And I hardly talked to anybody out of my high school class anymore. I don't talk to anybody I really went to college with. It's a process of life. Your life will be that in the prophetic, okay? Now I'm talking about personal prophecies for yourself. So many times we get a prophetic word in, let's say, for reference, point A, and our mindset's in point A, and we envision ourselves being at point B. You can't envision it. You can't envision it because your mind's never been there. You can dream about what you think it's going to look like. There was a young man that made the NFL from Texarkana. And one day we were at a wedding, and he was in the wedding. I was doing the wedding. He was a groom, and he was talking about different things. And he said, in high school, I always dreamed about college. Well, college, woo, 2 different levels. I mean, just a different level. And he said, man, I got the pros. Like, whoa. I mean, it's like a whole different level. And he said, none of them can compare to that next level. And, I got what he said, and I attributed it to life. Whenever you move forward in something, people don't know the sacrifice, the hardship you had, or what it took to get there. My wife and I, as we have grown in life and ministry and business, we look back at some of the people who were at once with us. They're no longer with us. You know what? As I can, I'm still friends with them, I think. Some. I look, nothing's different in their life. Everybody can plateau, but don't plateau. I was watching this gentleman the other day. He's an entrepreneur. He's into real estate. Real young guy, about 60. This dude is hammering it, knocking it out of the park. And he had something crazy, like over 10,000 units paid for, like no debt. Still working for the simple fact he does not want to let his mind grow weary and plateau. Because there's no such thing as plateau. You ever seen a wealthy person who has more wealth than 2 generations could ever spend? Why are they working so hard? It's not the money. It's not the money. They don't want the prophetic word over their life to stop and say, this was the pinnacle of my career. They want to keep pushing in the natural realm for more. Same thing, most believers do. Once you get saved, once you give your life to the Lord, okay, we don't stop. We keep learning. See, what you got to understand in the prophetic movement, when you get a word and you achieve it, you're not done. There's another word that's coming, and then another word that's coming, and then another word that's coming. Some people say, I want a new prophetic word. Well, go finish your last prophetic word. Because if you're building high-rise apartments, you build the first floor, the second floor, the third floor, the 6th floor. No. That's what people do. You got to build the 4th and the 5th floor. People want to miss a floor. You can't build on thin air. But a lot of people do it. One of my favorite stories I tell, it's so hilarious. But I was traveling with 2 of my friends doing a bunch of conferences one year, probably about 7-8 years ago. And we would go to cities, and there was these different groups of people, prophetic conference junkies, and they would show up. And then I remember I was in the lower part of Louisiana doing a conference by myself. It was a 3-day 4-service conference. And a group of these people showed up. And I said, I prophesied over you in Kentucky. I prophesied over you in Virginia. Have you done those words? Because you told me that there was confirmation to exactly what the Lord told you. And you know what all of them said? No, we haven't. We were just wondering if God had something new for us. No. God does not waste his breath. God does not waste the prophetic. See, one of the biggest things is immature people love the prophetic words. Mature people understand it's going to be weight on their shoulders, broad shoulders. Carry the load of the prophetic word. You get people like Apostle Dutch Sheets. He has a lot of prophetic words about America, and he knows he's an apostolic teacher and an intercessor. Okay? When you talk to great men and women of God, you will hear them talk at a different level concerning their calling and the prophetic because it's deeper. When you say yes to the prophetic call over your life, maturity is some family members will come against you, friends will come against you, some will leave. You may have to move cities, ministries. You have to start a ministry, start a business. Last week, I talked to 4 friends that are kingdom entrepreneurs. 4. And we were all talking about the exact keyword, exact same struggle we were going through. Don't think you're special when you're going through warfare. You are special. You're so special. But a lot of people go through the same thing. So let's say that you were at an amusement park, Six Flags, Disney, or your local fair. Those are scary, by the way. And you're on a roller coaster, and let's say that there's 20 cars on the roller coaster, 2-seaters. That's 40 people going on the same ride, the exact same ride. Oh, I feel nauseous. Oh, it popped my back out. We're all on the same ride. When you're tapped into God, we follow his leading. So a lot of times, like my intercessors or business friends or ministry friends will message me and say, hey, look, man, are you going through this, this, and this? I'm like, yeah, let's do this. You tracking with me? Maturity in the prophetic is, don't sit around and pat yourself on the back. I'm going through warfare. No, I don't have time to talk about it because I got to get through it to get to the other side. I got things to do. You got things to do. Okay? So many people like to camp out in their warfare. Look at me, everyone. Look at me, everyone. The only people that's going to stop and look at you are the people that's not doing nothing. It's going to feel sorry for you. If they feel sorry for you, they probably are working and operating out of the soul instead of the spirit. This is kind of how it is. Shooting straight because I love you. You know what I'm saying? So when you now listen, we're in a prophetic season. Very, 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 very strong prophetic season. I think it was Chuck Pierce who said about 2 years ago, you're going to see more people walk as individuals, even more so than corporate bodies. A lot of people says the Lord is talking to this church in this region. He is. Yeah, he is. He still is, always has been, always will be. But highlighting key people to do great exploits. That's why the prophetic season is so important. Okay? Hope y'all got that. Well, that's it for today. I just want to release this because I know it'll help you. All right, my friends, I love you, bless you, and I want to pray for you. Go to the website, joejoedawson.net, go to the contact button, hit that button, and then send me a prayer request. There's a place for prayer requests. Send it to me. I want to help you grow in everything God has called you to grow in. The best way I know how to do that is to pray for you, okay? Love you guys. Have a blessed day.